here we are. Eric Jackson, the E-Jack, and Marc McMorris. Those are two words I never thought I'd get a chance to say in the same sentence in a heat. This is going to be fun.
Yeah, I'm really wondering what the mindset is right now. It's like, is he going to veer kind of to the road more traveled, or head and hit some of that kind of more open real estate? And E-Jack drops into the course.
And those cheers that you hear at the top of the course are just from the fellow riders, as this is a closed course, no fans. And coming up short in that same spot that we saw.
Robin. Yeah, Robin Van Gyn. He started off so hot too. Took kind of a different line on that top feature, and as we can see right here, there are still so many features that have not been hit yet.
So luckily, of course, as we've been saying all day, I mean, you know, bobble a bit on that knuckle, but he still has the rest of the course to make up some ground, and there we go, just an easy up and over. Looks like just saying hi to Mother Nature right now. He's gonna
two hands up over the head, saying he's safe, and we are happy to see that, because that's the last thing we want to see. It's one thing to tap a tree in a line and make it look cool. It's another thing entirely to hit one, as Marc McMorris knows.
I really loved seeing Marc and E-Jack at the top, just hugging and stoked for each other to drop. Like, it's the core of snowboarding.
It's just like you said, Slemma. It's just when did we think that this would happen, that we would see an E-Jack McMo, you know, face off in any kind of thing? Maybe they'd hit up some shared lines in a movie, but this has never happened at all before. It's so exciting.
You know, and it's worth reminding everybody, that was his first run through the course. He's obviously had the opportunity to see lots of people ride it at this point, but he hadn't actually ridden it.
Marc McMorris, greatest slopestyle rider of his generation, 17 X Games medals, 4 U.S. Open snowboarding championships. Like, at this point, the legacy is cemented. But of course, Marc says, you know what, I want more. And as we've gotten to see, his exploits in the backcountry in BC have really put him in that place where now we're getting to know him as a legendary backcountry rider as well.
My drive stems from wanting to be the best all-around snowboarder I can be, and my love for the backcountry. And I would never want to be narrowed down to as just a contest snowboarder. And I've always enjoyed being in the backcountry, and I have so much to learn still. And doing well at the Natural Selection Tour would be a huge plus for me. Just as I've never really competed all that much in backcountry snowboarding, and I really love it and want to transition my career that way. But to win the Natural Selection Tour would be like a dream come true. And yeah, I guess nothing's too far out of reach.
And if you think about Marc McMorris, when he believes he can do something, he does it. I mean, think about what this dude has been through just injury-wise. You know, if you've had a chance to watch that Unbroken movie, to see his injury filming in the backcountry where he almost died, and his ability to spring back and continue to do this thing that he loves so much.
Arguably stronger than ever. I mean, he has not missed a beat since you know, that happened.
I would say McMorris is on the short list of one of the riders who could definitely take this whole thing.
And when you think about 2013 when he came to Supernatural, he kind of got it was humbling for him, like, you know, realizing like, oh, this is not easy to transfer. And since that time, the dedication that he's put into it, now he looks like he belongs out there, like he's having a blast, like he looks like on slopestyle courses we just see.
I think that was an eye-opener for him, that first run.
I'm good. I'm so scared. Oh, when that hit the tree? Yeah. I'm good. Dude, your run was so sick.
Thank you.
Oh my God.
Oh, it's fun.
It was fun. Oh, wow. I was trying to go to the right off the first one.
Right.
And I got bucked. and then I didn't have speed for the aircraft carrier. And I was just like,
where you went for, if you would have had a foot or two more, you would have been in some steep trend.
Yeah. But nice one.
Thank you.
Smoked me.
Oh,
You
dude,
hear the first thing that Mark said was, "Hey, are you okay?" Like, I know what that feels like, you know, in a tree section like that.
Yeah, that was frightening. So glad that Ejek is okay. I mean, again, that just is a testament to the collaborative spirit that's going on. Oh, and there is that frightening close call.
Yeah, he hit that thing properly.
But that, you know, rider supporting rider at the bottom, this is so refreshing and awesome to see that the riders are really sharing this experience, you know, figuring out the course together, sharing intel, you know, it's great.
You know, I think it's worth mentioning, too, is that we've got Spot Insurance, who's providing coverage for all the competitors. We're obviously hoping that none of them have to use it, but that's really groundbreaking to know that all of these competitors who are putting, you know, their health and well-being on the line for our entertainment, they do have coverage.
That is a beautiful thing. A nice look at those runs through the Yeti recap, and Marc McMorris just looking really effortless. Those landings didn't look like landings. They looked like light touchdowns. Really reading that transition perfectly. Here we are, men's qualifiers, run 2. Marc McMorris in the lead. What do we expect from Ejek? Mary?
You know, I think Ejek really wants to improve, obviously, on his first run. I think he's so talented. We know what he can do, and we just want to see him do that right now.
Yeah, and you know, that first run from Hannah Beeman, you might have thought like, oh, maybe today's not her day. And second run, she said, let me show you why I am me. And Ejek, do it, sir.
There we go. Some untracked terrain still up there on the course.
You know, Ejek he's traveled with Travis and filmed with him, you know, oh my gosh, finding a completely new line. There we go. Right there. That is the Eric Jackson that we know and love.
That's going to go a long way for him.
Wow, this looks like, I mean, he just looks so good on the course right now. Got that rudder arm up, making some turns into the next popper. Ooh, bobbling a little bit, but still on his feet.
That's a big risk, landing switch. Like, you know, even with a little bit of a bobble, the judges are going to recognize that they took a big risk, and he didn't go down. He kept his momentum.
Moto backflip at the end into the finish line. Ejek stepping it up. That's what we wanted to see.
That was what we all definitely wanted to see out of Ejek. We knew he had it in him, and he put it together.
All right, Marc McMorris. We talked about what he's done in the last 5 or 6 years in the backcountry. He looks so comfortable in that first run. After Ejek, does he build on that?
You know, I'm really digging that big purple energy that McMorris is putting out there right now.
Very purpley.
Big purple energy.
Wow.
It's a hashtag.
Wow. I mean, honestly, what can Mark not do?
Hello,
wow.
Tree.
You know, just that combination right there, I think that's one of the best back-to-back lines that we've seen today.
I'd say he's come a long way since 2012 in his first appearance on the Natural Selection earlier events. That was super natural.
You know, I imagine the judges are freaking out in their booth as much as we are here in the commentator zone, but they have a much harder job than we do right now.
This is one of the hardest back-to-back, or I'm sorry, head-to-head runs to judge right now.
And how cool is that line? Like starting far left and then cross-cording
I wanted a third run.
all the way through.
You never know. Your run was amazing.
I don't know.
Like Gigi and Austin.
Tough.
I thought Austin.
Yeah.
Again, can't beat the vibes,
But
though.
that was-
I don't think I've ever seen any sort of contest with positive vibes like this.
Yeah. Nice one, buddy.
Yeah, that top half was too strong. The flow was strong.
That was fun.
Oh, this has been a tough one. The socials going off. Travis Rice versus Marc McMorris. Marc McMorris would love to be the heir apparent of that title of best snowboarder ever, but Travis Rice, I mean, what can't you say? This is the brainchild of Travis. This is his invention, 13 years ago, and here we are today at the first stop of Travis's dream. Does he have what it takes to put all that aside and compartmentalize against Marc?
I think the best term or best phrase to describe this matchup is the great ones rise. So Travis Rice on course, taking a different line than day one. Coming into that first feature, Genesis 1, huge backside rodeo. That was quintessential Travis Rice. That's taken me back to that's it, that's all. Backside 360, kind of cross-courting that one. Now cutting opposite fall line. Travis is drawing a very nice line here.
You had to think he's probably been visualizing this line for days. I don't think he had the performance he wanted on day one, and this is his opportunity to really rebate and take advantage of what he has built.
Gigantic cab 9 from Travis Rice. That was a completely different look than we've seen from Trav.
And you saw that struggle of that adjusting for that snow on that takeoff.
Alrighty. Well, that's a good time.
If you're talking about riders who embody snowboard competition, you're looking at him right here. Marc McMorris on course. I've heard rumors and dabblings about what he might have in store.
Marc making purple his signature kit, matching all the way down to the Oakley goggles.
That back 7 was beautiful.
I mean, the amount of times that Marc has dropped second or at the end, oh, wow, and really come through. I mean, this guy has the ability to focus and just put it down under pressure. And if you're dropping after Travis Rice in his home court, that is pressure.
And if you saw those back-to-back 7s coupled with that method, also take into account it's the intricacies of the run that the judges are also scoring.
That was a nice line through the trees at the end, honestly. That looked fun.
Good. Great job to you as well. That was hectic.
Nothing but hectic. Nice work.
That was nice fun. Way to pull us down.
Yeah, you too.
I was so scared of going too.
We need something to chase here. Oh, we're both.
Wow.
All
Come
right.
on, buddy. Let's go.
Marc McMorris with an 88.
And Travis Rice, the exit words there was, "It's on." He said, "Give me something to chase."
Travis himself.
Here we are, the most hotly anticipated battle, at least online, in Travis Rice, arguably the greatest snowboarder alive and of all time. Marc McMorris, greatest competitor of all time. How about if he comes back and puts the pressure on Marc McMorris? Let's watch.
Little frontside 180 there. Travis dipping into the trees. He is eyeing up Genesis 1. Cab 540 into a frontside 3.
That was a quick combo.
I like that, and I think the judges will too. Power, speed, and strength. That is Travis Rice. Travis entering the bottom half of the course. Double backflip from Travis Rice. Are you kidding me? Pulling no punches and telling Marc McMorris up top, I'm not going down easy.
Not as clean of a landing as he would have liked. With big difficulty on that trick.
Oh, so close.
How does Marc react now?
Well, he is currently sitting on a first run score of 88. Remember, there are no tiebreakers in this first round on day 2. So he's thinking to himself, is Travis's run better than an 88? But knowing Marc as well as I do, he's pulling no punches too. He's going full bore.
He doesn't even know what layback means unless it's a slash. I've not seen him in anything other than a purple variation kit. Signature color. Wildcat to open up.
Marc taking the rider's left side of the course. There's that backside 720.
Perfect landing. Marc's feeling good as we start coming into the more open part of the course.
Into the front side 7, similar to his first run, and pay attention to those turns in between. So there's that cab underflip. And Marc stayed on his feet. If he can continue this run, I think he's going to advance.
That was 4 big tricks.
It's over.
Oh, shit! Oh, hell yeah, buddy. Yeah, Trav.
Nice work, bro.
Thank you.
Way to keep it clean.
Hey,
Way
dude,
to
double
keep
backy. What? What happened?
Oh, dude, whatever. I was anticipating what you were going to do. I knew I had to step it up. Yes. This guy, huh? How solid is this dude?
This guy bringing us here to Jackson. How lucky are we? Oh,
Moving on, baby.
love you, Trav.
Yeah, you too, my friend.
Thank you for having me here. Thanks for doing all the back end as well as trying to snowboard it.
And look at that. A torch passed. No one's going to forget that Marc McMorris took out the GOAT.
Okay, next up. Semifinal heat number 2. Mikkel Bang against Marc McMorris. And really, the alliance is to provide the athletes in the tour with resources so they can go out on the mountain and do their magic.
Magic is a good word to describe Mikkel right here. I mean, known for having some of the best style in snowboarding. We saw it in the first run with that switch method. Oh! You know, again, big shout out to Spot Insurance, which is keeping all of these athletes safe in case of falls or anything that happens and can happen when you're riding natural terrain like this. So really appreciative of Spot today.
Good to see Mikkel back up and riding strong. Backside 5, that's one of the harder tricks, I'd say, in this course. Landing switch and continuing to ride switch. You know, you go back and you look at that trick that put him down, like he meant to tap that rock. I don't think he meant to run right into it as hard as he did, but that's going, like on his second run, if he keeps that up, that's going to be huge for him because no one is taking that line.
That's what I thought as well at first. I was like, oh, I think this is going to be something really interesting. Oh, no. But just seeing him get creative like that is really rad.
That's something he was trying to do.
Huh? Yeah.
And to see his ability at just sending mini spins on these side hits was so amazing. He's flawless.
I heard there were some heavy dick stitch sessions going down the last few days. All right, Marc starting off with a wildcat and no problem landing that and riding away clean. Beautiful backside 7, getting a little bit off axis.
Making it look pretty easy right now.
Ooh.
I think that might have been my fault.
Down on the front 7.
The announcer curse. We've heard about that.
Hey, but I have to say, is that a little bit of sun coming out?
It does look brighter up there right now. It's still snowing in the announcer booth, but it looks brighter up there.
Underflip for McMorris coming into the base here. Half cab, front 1, backflip.
Wow.
I'd say he was squeaking everything he could get out of that run.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah, that was gnarly though. Oh, yeah. He's home. Yeah. Oh, good job, buddy.
You too, man.
Oh, so for run 1, Marc with a 64.6, Mikkel with a 60, and that's with falls. Okay, Mikkel Bang, second run. This is it. This is his final chance.
Are we going to see that rock tap attempt again? Because I feel like the people would love to see it. The judges, I'm sure, would love to see it. I would love to see it.
Yeah, I think over the course of the 2 days of competition, we've seen Mikkel taking some of the most unique lines and putting down some of the most unique tricks. Like the switch method, we keep going back to it. That one was huge. The switch back 5 he did on day 1 was one of the most beautiful tricks we saw of anyone. And then, of course, trying to get a rock ride or at least tap it. Like, these are going a long way for him, and that's why we're still watching him.
And here he comes into that hit. Oh, and he holds on to it.
Yes.
That was incredible.
I mean, if anyone watching today was not familiar with Mikkel Bang before now, definitely look up some of his video parts from the past. This Norwegian just has the most effusive style out there, and you'll see the buildup of that creativity that led up to this moment today.
And there you go. He did a backside 5, and he rode switch the whole way down until he found another hit to do a cab 5. If he had just switched it around in his run and gone back to forward, that really wouldn't have been against him, but he didn't. He stayed switch riding powder, and that's hard to do.
Such a great point. Switch powder is tough.
Did you tap it, Rob?
Yeah.
We've got Marc McMorris, who has yet to drop. He currently has the highest score.
Riding powder switch.
All right, Marc McMorris on course.
It's such a different headspace. I mean, usually if he's dropping last in this kind of situation, he's like, okay, there was a 12, a double cork 10. Now it's like, okay, there was a rock tap and switch turns.
I'm nervous.
There we go. Back 7, looking as clean as ever.
Oh, wow.
Beautiful frontside 720. Holds on to it.
It's a combo we've seen, but he's got it dialed, and it's still, that's going to do well for him in this run.
I mean, you know, we can't forget that while Marc has been upholding his position as, you know, arguably the most successful contest rider in the world currently, he is consistently filming in the backcountry year in and year out.
This,
Yeah, nice one. Yeah, sir. Cool.
This is a brutal, brutal situation for the judges.
Yeah,
Wow. Wow.
Uh-oh.
Look at those scores.
Love you, buddy. Let's go. Wow, dude. Yeah. Good job, Ray. So safe.
Marc McMorris is your winner in Heat 2 of the semifinals, and he will be going up against Ben Ferguson in the finals. This is the finals, ladies and gentlemen, here at Natural Selection, and look at those two names. Ben Ferguson matching up against Marc McMorris.
The way Ben has been riding today, he might have the advantage.
Sometimes it's better just to go. You know what you want to do. Just go out and do it. Find your line on the course.
So Ben Ferguson on course. First run of men's finals, cab underflip. Into that front side 540, and he goes down. But that's what we're talking about with the creativity. It's taking off switch, it's landing switch, it's finding your line, because it is deep out there.
I imagine that Marc is watching that going, okay, the door is open.
I mean, think of the riders that these two have already eliminated today. You know, Marc took out Travis Rice. Ben took out Sage Kotzenberg. That backside 9, that's why. Ben is on one today.
Yeah.
He came with a different mentality.
You also have to think, these guys have taken a lot of runs leading up to this.
If Marc pulls this off and takes out Ben Ferguson in the finals, he enters a different stratosphere of professional snowboarding, which I did not think was possible before this event existed.
Well, absolutely. I mean, the last time we really saw him in the backcountry at a competition was 2013. He has gotten so much better since then.
He has put a lot of time.
Whoa!
Oh, wow.
Double wildcat from Marc McMorris, end over end double backy. He's in a different stratosphere right now. He's on another level. Frontside 720.
Catches a little bit of snow there.
So he did fall right there. Marc McMorris did go down, adding to the drama of this final, similar to Ben Ferguson. Cab 9 from
wow.
So that was new.
That was new, which goes to show you that Marc is always thinking 2 or 3 steps ahead of his competitors.
Yeah.
Yeah, if there is a place that I feel like would feel dangerous to be in, it is dropping before Marc McMorris.
Oh, dang it. Oh.
Oh, so it is Marc McMorris with the lead after that first run, 81.6.
All Ben Ferguson has to do is win this, and it is a new game with a tiebreaker. And I know at home, even if you're a Marc McMorris fan, you're rooting for Ben Ferguson in this run so we can get more snowboarding.
And the pressure doesn't get to Ben. He's stood at the top of every major snowboard contest in the world. Let's see if he can put one down. Cab 540 into the front side 5. Ben is flowing right now, popping back around a regular. And what's it going to be here? Beautiful method from Ben Ferg.
That trademark method. I think for the future we should have a mandatory method in every run.
I agree. That's legislation I'm behind. Shout out to our drone pilots, the drone racers. As it looks like Ben Ferguson went down on the 720. We'll see it back in the replay.
And if I'm Ben, I'm getting 1 or 2 more pow slashes in there before hitting that rider corral.
The most decorated competitor in snowboarding.
And as we competitors, like Sage earlier mentioning that a win here would have been more important to him than another gold medal in the Olympics. I mean, this event carries a lot of weight in the snowboard world.
Cab underflip to start things off. Going double wildcat, and he stomps it. Marc McMorris is not holding back. He is not taking a victory lap.
Clean back 7. Getting pretty cool. Having some seriously beautiful turns in between each of these hits. It looks like he knows exactly where he's going right about now.
And this isn't just a stay on your feet run. Marc did kind of go down there a little bit on that method. It's going to be up to the judges to call this one, but super strong run.
A little backflip at the bottom just to make them forget about that fall coming out the landing.
It's so hard to land in the...
Oh, judges taking their time. And it is official.
Love you too, man. That was freaking awesome. Yeah.
You see the depth
What the
of
heck,
the
man?
mutual
That's crazy.
admiration. But Marc McMorris, what else can this man do in professional snowboarding?
As of now, this is it, but there will be more. It's just the first time you've seen Marc in this venue, and he walks away with the win.
And look at the road.